Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan, let me rock it, let me rock it.
Well, hello.
This is your number one internet radio station.
We survived Christmas. TC Talks back on the air. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of TC Talks, where we're going to be talking about all things New Year's resolutions. Niall's back in the studio.
How's it going?
A good Christmas?
Yeah.
Of course you did. You were with me.
Why are you asking me?
Yeah,
Good
we had a
Christmas?
very good Christmas, yeah. A bit understated, but just it was nice.
Yeah, you
Enjoyed
look like
it.
you've had a good Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a good job we're all on the radio today. I think we've all put on about half a stone, apart from Niall.
Yeah.
No, maybe, I don't know yet.
He's still growing, that's why.
He's a growing lad. He's a growing lad.
Aye.
Right, we're going to get started with a good old Irish tune as always. Well, it's not a good old Irish tune. This one's a bit haunting, like you said earlier on. This is Clannad and the theme from Harry's Game. Well, if that didn't G you up, nothing will.
Woo! Let's get ready to go.
Party! All right, guys. So that's probably a bit more downbeat than I was really going for with the Irish theme. But there you go. I'm feeling that way because for the last few days, all I've done is eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat.
Haven't we all?
It's been horrendous the amount of food I've managed to pack down me over the last several days. But yeah, really enjoyed Christmas. I think before we go into any New Year's resolutions, did we all succeed in having a happy Christmas?
Yeah?
Sorry, Nolly, you're busy on your phone here, kid.
No,
Can you multitask?
I'm here.
You're multitasking here.
I'm multitasking, man. Yeah,
Richard's
I'm here.
multitasking as well.
Yeah.
He's typing.
I'm here. We're all here.
So you had a good day?
Yeah, no, it was good, yeah.
Yeah.
Spent it with everyone, really. Everyone I need to spend it with, so that's all you can ask for.
Say hello to Andy Dighton as well.
Andy Dayton, yeah. Big hello to Andy Dayton, because Andy Dayton's actually recovering from a shoulder surgery. He got knocked off his bike just before Christmas. Yeah, Andy.
Get well soon, big
Get
man.
well soon. You know what I mean? He's walking. He's back at work yesterday, I think, with his big fancy wing bandage on. So yeah, I hope it all gets sorted. Andy, I should have rung you really, but as you all know, I'm a rubbish friend. So yes, we all got through. Niall got the best Christmas present ever, didn't you? No, you want to tell everyone what you got?
So, yeah. Do I? Do I want to brag about it?
Yeah, you do. Every man wants to brag about this.
My dad got me a Swiss Army knife.
Yes. Who doesn't want a Swiss? Rich, do you own a Swiss Army knife?
No, I don't actually.
What?
no.
What are you talking about? You don't own a Swiss Army knife. What is going
I
on?
feel like you've been misguided your entire life.
Did you not listen to the men's work episode the other night?
I've got a load of tools in the van, but that's
No,
a different
we need to, right, look, if anyone's listening that can sort Rich out a Swiss Army knife, we need to sort this out. This is a matter of critical importance. And the thing about it is, because Niall got one and Oliver got one, but it's made me feel really inadequate because my Swiss Army knife, and this is not even... My Swiss Army knife is tiny. So I need to sort myself out a new Swiss Army knife. I've got real Swiss Army knife jealousy. Present jealousy. Anyone see anything that anyone got that you had a little bit of envy?
No, I don't feel it.
No, I didn't get any envy at all. No. This sounds really clear. I do, especially for the kids. I do like to see their faces when they're opening their presents. It's all about that for me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's
I had a little bit of envy when Oliver opened his iPhone. Another new iPhone. It's like, I love that feeling. You know what you feeling when you get a new phone? You had it the other week when you got your new phone, didn't you?
Yeah, well, yeah.
You get that box and you just go.
Well, because I always end
new
up
technology.
and I always end up being like 5 years behind. So whenever a new one comes out, I end up getting this like bigger one. So it's an iPhone 7 Plus, and I've only had an iPhone like 6 or something forever. And they just change it so much, and you're like, whoa, this is crazy. And then you realise that you get used to it after about a week.
Did you see the way what he did there? He made you sound as though he was going to come out and say, I've been working on an iPhone 4 for ages. I've had like an iPhone 6 for like a year.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, really.
Throw me under the bus. All right, go on. Go on.
No, it's so a little bit of envy on presents every now and again when I see my son walking around with a better phone than me. But there you go, and a better Swiss Army knife than me.
Swiss Army knife.
I can't believe you don't have a Swiss Army knife, Rich.
I know. I can't either. I'm really envious now. Because I do like my gadgets and me, like I don't know if it's a man thing. I'll go in like tools, be incubating, but man, one of them, picking up, the pneumatic drills and whatnot. Yeah, I don't need one. I don't need one.
Yeah, never use it.
Trying to justify it to Marie, saying no, but I might need this.
I'll just, if Marie's listening, you never have to justify a Swiss Army knife. Ever. All right, so there you go. I'll forget the Swiss Army knife now. I've done that.
Yeah, this isn't sponsored by Swiss Army knives, by the way. we're just really big fans of Swiss Army knives.
Thing is, I didn't even know what.
Here we are.
Yeah. Shall we just do the show on Swiss Army knives? What's your favourite gadget on a Swiss Army knife? It's got to be the pair of scissors.
Any Swiss Army knife companies want to come through?
Yeah, so come on then. Very important question here. Christmas dinner, Yorkshire puddings, yes or no? Yes
for me, but apparently I like Yorkshire puddings but we did have some, but it was against the run of play, if I'm honest. Yeah.
We got them, but we got them late, didn't we?
We still got them.
We still got them.
I was happy with
we
it.
got them late.
That's my gadget, look at that.
Oh, that's
Wallet Ninja.
Oh, what's that?
It's a screwdriver there.
Oh, look at this.
I forgot I got that. Marie just said to him, show him your credit card
This
gadget.
is pretty good. Wallet Ninja. That's like spanner as well, isn't it?
Yeah, there's all sorts in it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, can opener. Bottle opener. You see, I want one of these now.
Jesus.
So I'm going to have to get one of them. So there you go. Yeah, so...
welcome back to the tool show. Today we're going to talk about every other tool that we've got.
With Tom the Toolman Taylor.
There we are.
Remember that show?
Yeah, with belt on, yeah.
So we've gone completely off pace here today already. There you go. So Yorkshire puddings on a Christmas dinner.
Yep.
Swiss Army knives for presents. Anyone else got anything to throw in Christmas before we move on to more important things? Everybody happy?
I think everyone's happy.
Yeah,
so,
Andy's saying, yes, this is Yorkshire's simple answer. However, not in our house, where you need to put your foot down. He says, but he's not listening to this shit.
Yeah, you've got to have a Yorkshire pudding every now and again. And also, hey, let's not forget about the sport over Christmas. I don't know about you, but I love my sport over Christmas. started with the boxing just before Christmas. Warrington against Frampton.
I didn't see it, but I saw the highlights. I mean, the
man.
fitness level of that lad is.
I mean, I'm going to not include Niall in this because Niall doesn't like sport really, do you?
Well, no, it's not really. I don't like sport. I just, not too fussed.
I was conflicted, you see, because Carl Frampton is obviously a Belfast lad.
Yeah.
Josh Warrington, Leeds fan. But I really did think that Frampton had it in him until I saw Warrington. And I've never seen a fight. I described him to a friend of mine as a once-in-a-lifetime fighter. One of these guys that you just see coming along and going, wow, fitness, speed, conditioning, strength,
amazing talent. But he's
chin made of granite. Just because Carl Frampton hit him a few times, didn't even rock him, didn't even make an impression on him. Carl Frampton can punch.
Yeah, he's got
just phenomenal, absolutely.
The only tiny criticism if Warrington had a knockout punch, I don't think he's got that.
Well, that is the only thing. How did he not put Frampton away after that first round? Because he had him rocked and he couldn't finish him.
Yeah,
and that's been a criticism of him in the past. But I tell you what, I couldn't criticise that performance at all. Fantastic. It's not the sports show here. Sorry guys, but it's important. And Leeds United 2 wins over the last couple of weeks.
I watched
fantastic.
Anyway, Leeds against that.
I'll leave that to the. There's another sports show on Friday night.
Yeah, Conor Zoe's Friday night kick about.
So I'm sure they'll be discussing Leeds United's miraculous wins over the weekend, over Christmas. New Year's resolutions. Niall, have you made any?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're back on the show now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
We're only 11 minutes in, so
yeah, no, that's about it.
Sorry, mate.
No, it's all right.
Carry away.
New Year's resolutions.
Yep.
Oh, I don't have any. I have a bit of a thing against New Year's resolutions. Not against, just the idea of them, because to me, the more expectations that people set for themselves for the new year, but they set them that high. Trying to be positive, and that's a good thing. To have aim high, aim as high as you can. But I think people seem to forget that if you don't hit it, if you don't get what you're trying to get immediately, then they kind of get put off, and the expectation becomes too high. They get really, really down about the fact they haven't got it, and they start the new year off pretty bad. And I think it's just a bad way to go about things.
I agree 100%. I mean, I was sent this afternoon from a good friend of mine, David Taylor, extraordinary .coach, and he wrote this last year, resolutions leave them to the United Nations. Are you ready? I'll paraphrase this as best I can. Are you ready with your New Year's resolutions? Let's get into that time of year when suddenly you find yourself New Year's Eve thinking, oh, what shall I do next year? Am I going to stop drinking in January? I'm going to stop smoking. I am going to lose weight from now on. I'm only going to eat healthy food. And he goes on to say about the problem with that. It's two problems. Resolutions are often linked to big goals, and coaches shout from the rooftops, set big goals. Big goals rarely work. Would you agree with that? Having a big goal rarely work again and again. Big goals are hard to relate to. Big goals can frustrate, disillusionment and daily sense of failure. I am going to lose weight. Even putting on a pound or two can create a sense of failure. From now on, I'm only going to eat healthy food until the first time you eat unhealthy food. I'm going to stop drinking until you have your first drink. So it's it's one of those things. Basically, what David's saying is, if you break it down to simpler terms and trying to do it on a almost day-to-day basis of what you're going to do,
yeah,
and change the language around it. So he's saying things like, when it comes to eating, let me get down to it, any time, not every time. So any time I'm eating, I'm going to eat healthy food, not every time.
Yeah.
So change the language around it.
Yeah, a lot of language is all that to do with the way people present it. But as well, I think people tend to misunderstand that. I think an attempt at even trying something new, like a resolution or a goal, I think even trying to do something is really great. I think it's a great thing to do. Even attempting it, saying to yourself, I'm going to do this one thing, and you could be aiming as high as you could, like right up to the sky. And even trying to do it, even if you don't make it, even if you just, go a little bit into it, if you try, at least, I think people don't appreciate the trying as much as getting there, because people are so obsessed with getting there, they'll beat themselves up about the process. But the process is the most important thing to me, at least.
I know, but I think at this time of year, I get a bit frustrated when I see people's posts and listen to them talk about what they're going to do. And do you not think there's a little bit of ego kicking in? Oh, I'm going to do this year. when they know full well they've no intention of doing it.
No, I don't think it's ego. I think it's desperation.
Desperation.
I think I think they're that desperate to change because they haven't done so well that they want to jump as high as they can to get to this one thing they know will, maybe create some validation for them, or maybe, present a new idea for them that they haven't thought about before. And they'll, put it out there. I think that's maybe ego comes into it a little bit. They put it out there that much, how they're going to change.
I think sometimes as well it creates a bit of breathing space for people. Certainly when I was thinking about drinking, I used to say, because I used to do dry January before dry January was a thing. Yeah. I used to always have January off, so I'd have a really heavy Christmas period, and then I'd take it down a notch for January. And it would create a breathing space for me.
Did you stop completely?
I would, usually around about January time. I'd certainly knock it down. I'd only be in the pub maybe once a week instead of 7 nights a week. But I would. It was more or less me saying, I'm not an alcoholic, I can do this. Well, in actual fact, all it was is my body was saying, look, you need to have a breather here. Because you absolutely caned it all over Christmas, and you're not going to be able to sustain it for much longer. You're going to end up in hospital. But it gave me a bit of a breathing space. And I think some people do that with I'm going to lose a bit of weight, or I'm going to get fit. And it creates that space for them to take the pressure off them. Because they've already said they're going to do it. And it's only about March time before people start calling them out on it. You know what I mean? Oh, I thought you were going to lose weight this year. And they go, yeah, it didn't work out the way I thought it would. So I do think there's a little bit of that. They create a bit of space for themselves. And is there anything wrong with that? Isn't it a bit sad, don't you think, that people feel that much pressure?
Yeah.
To create space, you know what I mean? That they need to feel the need to do that.
I don't know. I think the people that put it out there so much, with the changes, putting it on social media posts saying that I'm going to change and stuff like that. I think the flack that they get is because the expectation has not just been put on themselves, but other people have expectations for them too, and that's where the pressure comes in. I think if you were to create a resolution and just write it down for yourself, I mean, everyone's got their own pressure, but at the same time, you can manage it better if it's just you. But putting it publicly and saying and setting everyone else's expectations so high, that breathing space becomes so much more. It's like choking when you realise that.
Andy just said on Facebook Live again. Thanks for your comments, Andy.
He's got nothing else to do. Oh, his broken shoulder,
his broken wing. Any resolution should be about being true to yourself. If you fail, can you look in the mirror? It's a valid point. Yeah, but I think also it's not setting yourself up for a fall either. Because is it organs for transplant? Do you know what I mean? If you don't lose that few extra pound that you've put on over Christmas, being healthy and eating better, it makes sense. But you know what?
But it's too those statements that people come out with, they're too vague, aren't they? Yeah, I'm going to eat healthy. What does that mean? You know what I mean?
I'm only having 4 McDonald's rather than...
you know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything. So I think sometimes as well, when you're coming out with these statements, what amazes me is how quickly people latch on to people when they don't succeed, when they fail at it. There's no such word as fail. When they don't succeed, when they don't do it, when they have to go through the learning period of, I need to change this. And I'm always amazed that people jump at people, say you were supposed to do this and you didn't do it. And I think sometimes people need to look at themselves when they're doing that. If somebody has, like you say, somebody says, I'm going to lose weight this year, and just says that, I can guarantee that people, next time they see them, if they haven't lost weight, will hammer them. I've had people come to me, I've put weight on the last year, or the last 2 months I've put weight on. I've had people come up to me and tap me on the belly. Get your hands off me. You know what I mean? How dare you? You know what I mean? It's almost like people revel out of people failing at doing something. Thought you went to the gym. Well, I do go to the gym, but I eat like a horse. So unfortunately, that's the way I am at the minute. But you know what I mean? People are ready to jump on people. So I think that's why things don't work.
Well, do you know why that is, though? Why people latch onto people that don't succeed? Because when someone sets their goals high enough to the point where it seems unrealistic, other people become jealous that they haven't set their goals so high and they're stuck, just sort of feeding off what they've got. And when they see someone not succeeding at the high goal, it makes them feel okay about the fact that they haven't tried. And it's a sad thing, really, but at the end of the day, more power to the person trying and less power to the people just latching off the negativity. It's just, it's a horrible thing.
100%. Right, we're time for a record yet?
If you want, what you got on?
Because I've babbled on, but it's nice for 20 minutes, isn't it? Right, because that's a good place to. I'm gonna cheer you up even more, guys, because this one's not very cheery either.
Oh, Jesus.
But hey, that's the JC's on a Sunday. The reason I'm choosing this one, and I'm not going to bring it down today, but Christmas period, you need people around you, especially when you're a recovering alcoholic like myself. And there's a lot of addicts out there who are struggling to get over the Christmas period, New Year's period, and I just want to let them know that, brothers in arms, we're all in this together.
These mist-covered mountains are home now for me, but my home is the lowlands, and always will be. Someday you'll return to your valleys and your farms, and you'll no longer burn to be brothers in arms. Through these fields of destruction, baptisms of fire, I've witnessed your suffering as the battle raged high, and though it hurt me so bad, in the fear and alarm, you did not desert me, my brothers in arms. There's so many different worlds, so many different suns, and we have just one world, but we live in different ones. the sun's gone to hell. The moon riding high. Let me bid you farewell. Every man has to die, but it's written in the stars, in every line in your palm. We're fools to make war on our brothers in arms.
Jury's out, Tom.
Yeah, I got slated in listening to that though from Niall because he takes to bringing it down.
No, I slated it for the first half because it sounded like funeral music, and then but for the rest of it, no, it was kind of groovy. I liked it.
No, it's a special track is that for me. It does allow me to remember everyone that's struggling with this time of year. I know that's not what the show's about tonight, but definitely just gives me a bit of a boost listening to it. Okay, so how big does the goal need to be now?
Ooh, see, I'm always a big believer in setting the goal as high as you can. I think it's I think J. Cole said if you don't aim high enough, you'll fall too low. So
yeah, there's always I think I'm a firm believer in that, and aiming as high as you can.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, having said that, I've also done that in the past where I've aimed really, really high, and it's difficult. It's difficult sustaining that level of drive and determination. So I do think it's important that if you do set a really big goal, like running across the United States of America. Did I tell you I've run across the United States of America?
No, I think you might have mentioned. Did you write a book about it?
I did, yeah. It's called It's Not About the Pain. Have you not heard about this, lads?
I had no idea.
There you go.
You're having a laugh.
Yeah.
It's available on Amazon, isn't it? Yeah, it's all coming back.
It's available on Amazon and Tesco's.
How many miles
Tesco's
was it?
Cheapo bookstores.
How many miles was it, Tom?
3,170.
Oh, my head's sore. I just got hit with another plug again.
So here's the thing, though. When you choose a big challenge, there, when you set a big goal, you really have to break it down into smaller bites. And I think that's the old saying, isn't it? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And it's one of those things that when we were setting off to do the America run, if you'd have put it all out on paper and done a bit of planning, which is something that if you speak to Zoe, I don't plan anything. But if we'd have planned it properly, we'd have never done it. Because if we'd have set it all out in a Excel spreadsheet and done all these sorts of things, what we need and what we should be doing, it would have completely freaked us out. So if you do set a really big goal coming in January, and I'm okay with you doing it, if you do set a big goal, try and break it down into smaller chunks. So I always get, when I was coaching people, I'd get people come to me and say, I'm running a marathon in April. I said, right, well, forget the marathon in April. Let's focus on what you've got to do in the next 3 weeks of January. Let's get you running for a start off. Because how many miles a week are you running? None. Have you got a pair of trainers? And they pull out some old Dunlop tennis shoes that they've had from in the bottom of the cupboard from 1960. And they go, yeah, well, no, I've not got a pair of running shoes. So, right, let's start with the basics. You need to just start running. And if you've got a marathon in April and you're in this situation, it literally is, you've got to break it right down into smaller chunks. I'm going to go into more of that in January because I'm going to do 4 fitness shows in January, talking about all things running, all things fitness, all things health. And we've got loads of stuff to talk about in that. I might even throw in some cycling for Andy Dayton. But when it comes to the big challenges, I do think you need to break it down into smaller chunks. So what do you think of big? Can you imagine if somebody, okay, we'll use an example. I'm going to lose weight. What do you think they need to do to start that off?
Set themselves a realistic plan of what losing weight would be for them. You know, like, so how are they going to go about doing it? What's the strategy? Are they eating less? Are they eating the right things? You know, are they taking out one thing, supplementing another thing? You got to go through all the little tiny details of how you're going to do it. It's one thing looking at the whole forest until you realise it's made of individual trees. You know, you got to pick out the little trees and actually see the finite details of your plan before you go in for the whole picture. Yeah. Otherwise, it'll never come to pass.
It's quite apt. Andy's just said, for me, smaller goals from little acorns grow mighty oaks.
That's true.
All the tree metaphors today. Yeah. There we are.
Anymore. Make like a tree and leave.
Yeah.
Make like a tree and get out of here.
Yeah. We're talking about things, talking about resolutions, but this is probably not. This is a goal, and for the charity, Marie, we're talking with Julie. This is all what the Great Wall of China. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. Marie didn't realise the sheer length of the Great Wall of China. So how long?
They had a couple of brickies working on that one, Marie. Right?
So how long? She's about 10 mile. It's in the region, I don't know how many thousands of miles.
Yeah, it goes a long way.
Up and down, yeah.
They had a lot of time on their hands to build that thing.
So, achievable goals.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to stop her from doing it.
No.
But she's
going to do it in a week.
Yeah, you're going to have to take a long time off work and have a lot of funding behind you before you go off and do something like that. And it is about understanding these goals have to be. They don't have to be achievable, but they have to be realistic, I think.
And as well, another thing as well is what's the motivation for the goal? You know, like what's waking you up on a morning and saying, "Oh, I want to do this." Right. What's driving you? Because if it's just the sheer fact of you want to change because other people want to change, and you want to jump on the train of having resolutions, you're not going to get it done because you're not that fussed about it. But if it's something that you really want to do, and you've got a really big, keen motivation to do, you're going to do it. Or are you? And that's the thing. Are you really feeling like you're up for it?
Yeah,
it's one thing setting a plan out, but are you really going to fulfill it? Like, are you going to pull through?
I think Eric Thomas says, how bad do you want it?
That's the one, yeah.
I think that's important that you keep in the back of your head when you're coming up with these resolutions. How bad do you really want it?
Yeah.
Because certainly, and again, we'll talk about this in January, but when it comes to marathon training, one of the first questions I ask any of my clients, why are you doing the marathon? And if they come to me and say, well, because it's the London Marathon, I just want the medal, I won't train them, I won't coach them, I won't even speak to them. I said, go away and rethink it and come back to me and tell me why you're doing it. Because here's the thing, when you're doing something like, and I'll use a marathon as an example, when it comes to around about mid-February in England and you're training for a marathon and it's freezing cold, it's -8, and you've on your schedule you've got a 15 miler to do and it's -8 and you've been working all day and you've still got to get this 15 miler in, you've got to have a damn good reason to get your trainers on, get your running kit on and get out the door and run your 15 miles. And that's when the excuses start coming in for me. If you don't have a good enough excuse or reason at the start, you'll have a good enough excuse in the middle. And that's the thing that gets people. If the reason's not big enough, the excuse will win all the time. Because excuses always trump reason if the reason's not strong enough.
Talking of that, when you did your run across America, I mean, the training obviously you must have done before that, but 3,170 miles in 100 days is a phenomenal achievement. I don't care who you are. I know because I've read the book. It's not about the beard, but
It's a good book.
it's not a bad read.
Yeah, well, it's not a bad book. Yeah.
I lost my train of thought now. What were I going to say there? It was something quite poignant. It's gone now. We're plugging the book again.
Getting up every day.
But what? Yeah, I know you're running. Sorry, yeah, you're running for sobriety.
Yeah.
But what was your motivation for that? Because that is a.
I have, and this has been from day one. I'm running for those who can't. All right, and that's for the guy who's laying on the sofa drunk, for the woman who's still struggling to hold her family together, but she's drinking 2 bottles of wine a day, for the guy who's just about to die from liver failure, from the young kids who are looking at their fathers and mothers who are drinking themselves to death, to the guy on the park bench who can't get his life together. I'm running for those who can't. That was my driving force for everything I did. And everything I continue to do. Although I don't run anymore, I'm still doing it for those who can't. So even this show is doing it for those who can't. So hopefully when we discuss something on this radio show, and that's not me getting over important, I appreciate it, it's just my opinion. But certainly when it came to the running, that was the thing that got me through the dark moments, is that no matter how dark it was, I wasn't lying in a pool of my own urine, covered in vomit. I wasn't being violent. I wasn't abusing people. I wasn't wasting my life. So no matter what happened on that run, I was able to do that. And that's the importance of having the reason. So Niall, you bang on. You've got to have that reason, because losing weight because you want to lose weight possibly doesn't cut it. If you're losing weight because you've got something coming up that means a lot to you, so like you're getting married or you're training for an event or you just want to feel better about yourself, that starts to get you moving again. It's the same for finance. I want to have more money. Tony Robbins says, well, there's $5, you've got more money. I think being more specific as well about what exactly you want. Would you agree now?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because if you come up with sort of a vague idea for yourself, dancing around the details, you're not going to get there. But at the same time, I think when we're talking about reasons, I also think there's the wrong reasons for doing something. You've got the right reasons, depending on what situation you're in. There's always a right reason for doing something, but there's also a very, very wrong reason for doing something. Say with the weight loss thing, if you're losing weight because someone's told you that you're too, you're fat, pretty much. If someone's told you that you're fat and you're losing weight because of that, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it done. Yeah. Because you're going off negativity, trying to do something that maybe you don't want to do. Maybe you're comfortable with that. Hell, if you're comfortable with that, go ahead. It's absolutely fine. It's if you're happy with how you are, don't let someone else's reasoning for you trying to change or have this resolution dissuade you. Because
100% agree with that. Because if you're having somebody else is driving your goals, it's never going to work, is it?
Because people don't stick around. That's the harsh reality of life. If you've got someone that's giving you this motivation that you don't have yourself, and then they go, where's that all going to go? With them. You're stuck on your own. So the thing is as well, with the motivation thing, find it with yourself. No one else will motivate you like you will. You'll motivate yourself way more.
I think the negative motivator is somebody else. It's something else. Whereas the positive motivator is usually yourself. So yeah, you're right now. Let's keep it so that we're motivating ourselves, coming up with the ideas why we want to do it, and make sure it's something that when you're in the trenches and things are getting tough, that you don't just walk away. And that's the reason why when anyone comes to me ask any advice about running marathons or doing anything, what's your reason? And you've got to have that massive, what's your why? I think that's the coaching question, isn't it? What's your why? So yeah, good points, all of them. I'm trying to think here now. So we got the big goals. Is there anything wrong with just setting smaller goals, tiny little goals? So like, I just want to get through today. That sort of a goal.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's not really a New Year's resolution, though, is it?
No, but we talk about resolution. I know the show's about resolutions, but it's about life goals as well, isn't it? And for some people, it's a day at a time, sweet Jesus. And,
That's right, yeah.
And it is getting through today. Let me get through today. I'll worry about tomorrow. Yeah. Almost.
I do think that's something I take from Alcoholics Anonymous, and not that I'm not a member of Alcoholics Anonymous, but I do like the one day at a time, although I do believe that some people should, you do one day at a time, but also have a plan for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise you get stuck, just looking down at your shoes, because, you've still got a plan for the future. So, but one day at a time as well. So having the smaller goals, there'll be some people in work who'll just go, do you know what, I just want to have one promotion. And I want to do it within 5 years. And that's one promotion. Now, they probably could get it in 6 months. They've set themselves. Is there anything wrong with that?
I think people that do that are underestimating themselves.
That's what I'm saying. Is there anything wrong with underestimating yourself?
Yeah, 100%. Of course there is. Why would you underestimate yourself? People are cooler than they think they are. That's what I think.
I like that.
Yeah,
they're cooler than you think.
Yeah, people.
Apart from your dad.
Oh God. No, I mean, people that underestimate themselves, I feel sorry for them, because I don't think people understand that. I think we've been sort of pushed the idea that you've got to fit into a quota and that's what all you're capable of. It's not true. No one's designed to, say the people working at desk jobs or working, typical menial things. I'm saying that, but if you work in a desk job, more power to you, because that's, it's a great career path if you're going for it. But what I'm saying is that, if even in that area of life, if you're telling yourself you're not good enough to do something more, you're lying to yourself, or you're being told a lie by someone else who didn't get it themselves.
Do you think people just though get in a situation where they go, do you know what, I'm all right here? Is being content a problem?
No, I don't know. No, I don't think so. No, personally, I don't. If you're content with your lot, because not everybody's going to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody's going to run a marathon. And if you're happy with your lot,
Why
and as
not?
long as, but if you're content and you ultimately, as long as you're happy, as long as you're happy, if you're happy with, but it all depends on what you want to strive for, doesn't it?
Sorry, just
Bit of gas there, Tom.
burped in the middle on live on air.
As long as it came out that way, that's how we're doing it.
What I was going to say, my burps just put me off. I can't remember what I was going to say then. Yeah, no, contentment. When you see somebody that's content, though, but when they know they've got more in them, and when you can see they've got more in them, that frustrates me. When you see that person who's at work, who knows everything, because there's always one in every office you go into, in every yard you go into, there's always one bloke or one woman who knows the business inside out, but has settled for what she's settled for, and you go, hold on here, what are you doing? What happened to you that set you that way, that went, do you know what, I'm all right with this? When they know everything, and that frustrates me. I don't know about them, but certainly frustrates me. So I think, it's okay to be content, but if you're able to run the show, then run the show. Don't sit back in the shadows. It frustrates the hell out of me when people sit back in the shadows when they're so good. And I've come across these guys all the time, and you just go, what are you doing? But anyway, that's just my little rant about people who just sit in the shadows. Don't sit in the shadows. Anyway, there's one thing you can't be content with, and that's old shoes. Which is going to get us back in. You never go on to old shoes, do you?
I'm looking forward to this.
Good link.
There you go, because this is the next song, and this hopefully will cheer Niall up, because it's a bit of Paolo Nutini, good old Celtic fan, and some new shoes.
Yeah, so you're listening to TC Talks live on Smile Radio.
Woke up cold one Tuesday. I'm looking tired and feeling quite sick. I felt like there was something missing in my day-to-day life. So I quickly opened the wardrobe, pulled out some jeans and a t-shirt that seemed clean, topped it off with a pair of old shoes that were ripped around the seams. And I thought, these shoes just don't suit me. Hey, I put some new shoes on and suddenly everything's right. I said, hey, I put some new shoes on and everybody's smiling. It's so inviting. No short on money but long on time. Slowly strolling in the sweet sunshine, and I'm running late and I don't need an excuse, 'cause I'm wearing my brand new shoes. Woke up late one Thursday and I'm seeing stars as I'm rubbing my eyes, and I felt like there were 2 days missing as I focused on the time. Then I made my way to the kitchen, but I had to stop shock of what I found. A room full of all of my friends, all dancing round and round. And I thought, hello, new shoes, bye bye blues. Hey, I put some new shoes on, and suddenly everything is right. I said, hey, I put some new shoes on, and everybody's smiling. It's so inviting. No, short on money, but long on time. Slowly showing in the sweet sunshine, and I'm running late, and I don't need an excuse, 'cause I'm wearing my brand new shoes. Take me wandering through these streets where bright lights and angels meet. Stone to stone, they take me on. I'm walking till the break of dawn. Take me wandering through these streets where bright lights and angels meet. Stone to stone, they take me on. I'm walking till the break of dawn. Hey, I put some new shoes on, and suddenly everything is right. I said, hey, I put some new shoes on, and everybody's smiling. It's so inviting. No, short on money, but long on time. Slowly strolling in the sweet sunshine, and I'm running late, and I don't need an excuse, so I'm wearing my brand new shoes. Oh, hey, I put some new shoes on, and suddenly everything is right. I said, hey, I put some new shoes on, and everybody's smiling. It's so inviting. Oh, short on money, but long on time. Slowly strolling in the sweet sunshine, and I'm running late, and I don't need an excuse, 'cause I'm wearing my brand new shoes.
Tune.
Are we up?
Absolute tune. We love that one.
Are we happy now?
Oh, I'm so happy. So happy.
And he's wearing some new shoes today, some of the whitest Converses you've ever seen.
Hey.
They're not going to be like that for long, are
Yeah,
they?
they won't be now.
No.
But yeah, I think we'll go back to David Taylor's post, and I'll share this one on Smile Radio. I'll send it to Richard, and he'll put it up on Smile Radio for.
Yeah.
This is written last year, obviously, it's just changed the years, but he's put some great questions that you can ask yourself going through into the next year. So things like, looking back, what is the one word? What is the one word that captures the spirit of the past year? Do you know what mine is? Skint. And what's yours now? What catches the spirit of the past year?
Oh, what captures the spirit of the last year? I don't know. Actually, do I want to think of a word? I don't know. Probably just for the overall sake of it, I'd probably just say a laugh.
Yeah.
I don't know, just go with that.
What word would I like to capture the spirit of the year ahead?
For me, it's excitement.
Excitement, yeah. I like that.
Because, you know, as selfishly with the Smile Radio, you know, it was a burning ambition for the last 20 years, and how things have grown. We've hit over just short of 50,000 listeners since we started broadcasting in July, and you know, it's growing month on month, and you know, we're reaching out to so many different people. So yeah, the next year is really, really exciting. Seeing something that's
good.
a bit of a hobby, that's actually turning out into something that, you know, we like tonight. I don't want to on this moral crusade, but it's really important, I think, what we're doing. We're talking about various issues and things that are going on, and we're actually getting people embracing what we're saying and actually interacting with us. And that I'd have never thought that, you know, who's going to listen to like me, you know, who's,
right,
and I'm excited.
That's good. That's what we want to hear.
Well, see, that's encapsulated everything we've said. You've got Rich, you've got a motivator there. So obviously, you know, everyone here listening, you've got a reason for it, and you've got a goal to reach as well, but one that you know that you can do. So there it is. I think that's the real embodiment of what we're going for.
You've
today.
already answered the next question, Richard. What was my greatest achievement in 2018? So would you say Smile Radio?
100%.
What
Yeah.
about yourself now? Greatest achievement of the year?
Greatest achievement. Probably just getting through it. I don't know. I think
Finishing your first year at uni.
Yeah. I think
That's
yeah,
pretty good.
definitely. I think that was definitely one thing. Yeah. There's a lot of other things, but I think that's one of them. Yeah.
Don't think I've had any greatest achievements. I've not run a marathon this year, which is a bit of a downer. surviving my heart stopping on me. I suppose that's my greatest achievement. I'm still alive, which stopped in February, so I'm pretty pleased to be alive. And I suppose joining CrossFit and getting involved in the Wakefield CrossFit and taking part in my first competition, that was pretty good. What was the biggest drain on your energy in 2018, and how can you eliminate that in 2019? Biggest drain of energy. I think myself. I'm going to answer that straight away. I'm my biggest drain of energy. I can drain my own energy from negative thoughts sometimes, and when I get in that headspace, I can literally just drag myself into a mire of negative thinking. So for me, I can get around that by speaking to more people, getting that system in place again that I've had in the past, where I've got a good unit of people around me that I've had more regular contact with, getting outside and seeing people on a daily basis, doing the things, going to the gym every day, making sure I'm doing the things. And I think that'll certainly stop draining my energy in 2019. What about yourself now? These might be ones to write down later.
Yeah,
on.
I think
these are difficult.
I think the draining ones. I think I've already got rid of mine for this year. But I think the idea is to make it, not become that much of an impact. All the draining and stuff. I do think as well, I'm quite a big drain on myself, because there's a lot of overthinking that goes on. Yeah. And if you overthink something enough, you end up beating yourself.
I think everybody can be guilty of that, though, don't you?
Definitely, yeah. No,
it's almost like, I can do this. Well, I might be able to do it. Oh, I'm not sure if I can. Within 30 seconds, you've talked yourself out of something, haven't you? Yeah.
You're your own motivator, and if you don't even agree with what you're doing, then you're not going to get it done.
Exactly.
And that's it. If you talk yourself out of it, you're not going to do it.
I just have to say, David Taylor, these questions are absolutely superb, and I'm going to be working on these in more depth later on. What did I tolerate in 2018, and how will I set boundaries around that in 2019?
Ooh,
that's a belter.
Oh God!
I'm going to answer that again straight away because it's my show.
Because I can.
Because I can.
Oh well.
Step back, lads. Step back.
That's all right.
I tolerated poverty in 2017. I tolerated it. I literally just sat back and went, yeah, it's okay. I can tolerate this. And I'm putting in some boundaries in the fact that I am going to stop living the dream and start to get myself a proper paid salaried job somewhere. That's my ambition for 2018. Well, it's not an ambition, but it's a goal. Mm-hmm. So I'm not tolerating that anymore. I'm not tolerating poverty in my life anymore. Yourself now?
Probably inadequacy. That's probably my thing that I've tolerated throughout 2018. Just talking myself out of being good enough. So I think...
What's the boundaries you're going to set then?
I think the boundaries are just going to be realising, self-actualisation of the fact that I am good enough. Sort of understanding it, making it, manifesting it, putting it out there. That's the aim. That's the goal for 2019. To just sort of, not talk myself out of things as much. Go for things more. Because I'm like 20 years old and I'm talking like I'm 100 and live the wisest life ever. I'm just literally getting started, and I think I don't realise that sometimes. So it's one thing to do.
Good. What about yourself?
I think I'm always glass half full, and I'm very driven, and I'm very focused. So I don't allow myself to get drained. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's days when you might feel a bit low, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Is that a bit arrogant? I don't know, but I just...
It's all right. It's fine.
Yeah, Rich is just I'm good enough for 2019. Here it is.
2019, bring it on, kid.
There it is.
Pretty much, yeah. That and I meet things head on, and
2019, where's your tool?
Exactly. Yeah. What tool? Yeah.
I'm going to finish with one last question then, and I think we'll have one answer from us all. What were my... And again, I'll share this, extraordinary.coach, David Taylor. I'll share this later on Facebook. What were my biggest 3 lessons in 2018? So for me, and I'm sorry to finish with a bit of a downer, but I am going to finish on a downer. One of my lessons is that life's pretty damn fragile. February 19th, my heart stopped in the bathroom, and to all intents and purposes, to Zoe and the kids, Dad was dead in the bathroom. And Orla said to me while we were in hospital, says, you said to me the night before when I asked you to listen to me playing the piano, you said to me, Dad, I said to you, I'll listen to it tomorrow. And that's my biggest lesson. Tomorrow sometimes doesn't come. And I know that's a bit of a downer to finish with, but that's my biggest lesson. So if Orla asks me to listen to her playing the piano, I go and listen to her play the piano. If I've got something I need to say, I'll say it. I'm not going to leave it till tomorrow, because if I leave it till tomorrow, especially with my dicky heart, you never know what's going to come. Come on then now. Biggest
I'll do one lesson.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely going to go through these later on. But I think my main lesson would be that, being sincere is a good thing. Being serious sometimes is a good thing. Like being sincere about something. Because a lot of these days it's just people not caring about things. So I want to be more sincere. I want to, care a little bit more. I feel like it's just the right thing to do.
Yourself, Richard.
Ooh,
What's your biggest lesson?
from 2018. Probably a bit be more tolerant and probably be more tolerant to certain situations and have a little bit more empathy sometimes.
Yeah, that can get you in trouble sometimes, can't it?
Yeah.
I've been foul of that as well. So, sometimes you just gotta, and that's a skill sometimes to learn, because some people just don't have it. So it's good. I mean, these are great, David. I really do like these, and I think this is something we can all work through. The last question: who am I becoming in 2019? I mean, that you could spend an entire show on that one. You know what I mean? And I'll leave that one with you. Who am I becoming in 2019? David Taylor, thank you for that one. I'll share it on Facebook. Guys, we're coming to the end of the show.
Yeah, that's about it.
Have you got a New Year's resolution, anyone? Quickly.
I don't know.
No.
Richard? No.
Bringing 2019. Bring it on.
My New Year's resolution for 2019 is making sure that TC Talks smashes it in 2019. We get more people in the studio. We get more people listening. We get more people listening to the podcast, downloading the podcast, and this show continues to grow.
Fantastic.
January, we're doing fitness. All right, so that's next. We're going to finish with a nice uplifting tune because it is coming to the end of the year. And I don't even know if Niall knows this tune, do you?
Of course, I think I know this tune, yeah.
Of course, I think it.
I doubt it now because I forgot what we're playing.
We're playing Bobby McFerrin, and Don't Worry, Be Happy. Have a great Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, thanks again, everybody, for listening, and everybody on Facebook Live.
Happy New Year, everyone.
You've been listening to TC Talks live on Smile Radio. Don't forget, you can download the podcast at Podbean if you missed tonight's show or any other show. Anyway, Merry New Year.
Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. In every life we have some trouble, but when you worry you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Ain't got no place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed. Don't worry, be happy. The landlord say your rent is late. He may have to litigate. Don't worry, be happy. Look at me, I'm happy.